Hello, welcome back to day 10 of Pulling Up with your kitty, where we release the things that no longer serve us, remove the trauma. Well, we do our best to, because it's an ongoing process, it's a journey. But this is just coming into awareness of our body, of our mind, and how it plays a part into how we get closer to spirit, and how we ourselves could be holding ourselves back by these tight hips that lock all our emotions in and try to protect us. But now it's time to teach the hips that they can open up and release, so that way we can welcome in the spirit of our higher self and get closer to God and get closer to what is really for us. Yeah? So let's go ahead, let's get in child's pose. You know what to do. Get onto your knees. Widen out your knees. Toes are together to touch. Walk your hands out in front of you and drop your head. Start to massage your head, rocking yourself side to side. Maybe putting all your weight onto your left elbow, raising the right, and then rocking your way over to the right elbow, raising your left. And just moving side to side. Starting to find a good breath, inhaling through your nose and exhaling out of your mouth. Start to walk your hands towards you a little bit. We're only going to be in that child's pose for a small amount of time. Now take your toes to turn out to the opposite side of the room. Get your hips in line with your knees and then start to rock yourself back and forth. Really getting right into opening up those hips to start with. Rounding the lower back, rounding your shoulder blades. And going 2 inches forward and 2 inches back. Adding more weight into your heels as you rock back. Now the word of today is honesty. What does honesty mean to you? Like, when someone is an honest person, what adjectives come to mind? How can you describe that person? And when you start to think of those different ways that someone is honest, can you yourself call yourself honest? And many of us like to think that we're very honest, but now, how honest are you with yourself? And the work that you've been doing, and maybe sweeping under the rug some things that you need to work on, but you're like, no, I'll get to it later. No, it's not that important right now. I have to work on this. Yeah, so let's keep this idea of honesty and being honest to ourselves and our body, and how sometimes our body might be telling us things and we're not listening and we're not being honest with ourselves. So stop with that rock, slowly get one knee up and then the other and bring it back to center. And let's get into some cat-cows. Excuse me. So starting with that rounding in your back, exhale. Inhale, drop the belly, look up. Exhale to round. Inhale, drop the belly, look up. Exhale to round. Inhale, drop the belly, look up. Last one, exhale, round. And now take your toes to tuck under, downward dog. Bending one knee at a time. And shifting weight into opposite heels as you bend the opposite knee. Pressing your shoulder blades into each other to press your body back towards your knees a little bit more. And now shift your weight forward into a plank. Hips are down, shoulders are over your wrist. Take your right foot, step it outside of your right hand. Right arm comes up, inhale. Exhale, arm comes down, step your right foot back to meet your left, plank. Left leg forward. Left arm up. Exhale, bring it down. Left foot steps back. Keep alternating right foot, right arm, and then you keep going side to side. Now check in with your shoulder blades, they're rounding. You go at your pace, finding that good breath, keeping the back leg straight, rounding your lower back. Separate all fingers away from each other so you have a good grip on the floor. And you have one more on each side. Back leg straight, rounding your back. This is your last one. Ready? Hold the plank. Holding for 3, 2, 1. Lower the knees, widen them out, child's pose. And slowly walk your hands all the way to your knees. You're upright on your knees. Now, let's starting with this. The runner's lunge we've been working on, where your right leg is forward and you're pressing your hips forward, or you were here with the knee off, right? Now start to really think you're about to blast off into a race.
What happens is it's always your opposite arm and leg when you're running. When you're there running, right knee goes forward as your left elbow goes forward. And it's always alternating, right? So we're gonna do that alternating motion as you bring your right leg forward, left elbow forward, press forward. Back leg is stretching, round your lower back, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Now shift your weight back, lift the foot, find the balance, balance, only drop your knee. Foot stays off. And then ready? Opposite elbow goes forward as the right knee. And then slowly find your balance, take it off, drop the knee. Get ready again. Shooting back. Find it, balancing on this leg, drop. And again, 2 more. Find the balance, bring it around, catch it, last one. Explode, find it, ooh, and land it. Now take the right leg forward again, hands come to the floor, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee off the floor. Squeeze your thighs towards each other, slowly rounding the back to come on up. Right arm reaches down towards the floor. Send your hips to look forward, so if you need to adjust for a second, I know I do. My left hip kind of likes to go out. So point it forward, your tail lights are your hips. Right arm reaches for the floor. Back leg is straight. Slowly bring yourself back up. Always keep a 90 degree in your right leg and round your back. Press through your right big toe. Press through your right heel. You have 2 more. Rotate, round the spine. Slowly back up. Last one. Back leg is straight. Squeeze your left glute. And then both hands come to the floor. Drop the back knee and fold over. Toes pointing towards your face. Lift up halfway. Adjust a little bit so that way you can have a straight back to come down. Exhale, exhale, exhale. And then slowly walk your feet forward. Hands come onto the outside of either foot. Pick up the back knee and walk your hands towards the center. Drop your back. Inhale through your nose. Exhale out of your mouth. Inhale through your nose, exhale out of your mouth. Walk your hands over to square out your left foot. Drop your back knee. Come on up, round your spine. And now take your left knee to drop to the floor. All right, runner's lunge on this side. So whenever the left knee goes forward, your right elbow goes forward, right? So you're starting here. We're about to run for it. 3, 2, lean forward, back leg is stretching, and then rock it back, find it, oop, land on the knee, foot is off. Round the spine, core tight. Ooh, catch it, and back. Round the spine. Ready, take off. Come off, foot is off, find the balance, bring it back. Oh, this left hip. And now forward. Slowly coming back, back. You have 2 more. Round, core tight, and last one. You're gonna notice how much of a mirroring effect you don't have in your hips. One hip can be off, one hip can be solid. They could both be great, but just depending on what your hips are telling you, you can start to notice what your body's trying to tell you and where the indifference is. Okay, take that left leg forward. Pick up your back knee, tuck your toes, squeeze your thighs into each other, round the spine to come up. Left arm reaches down towards the floor, square your hips, core tight, and now reach. Ooh, back leg stays straight, squeeze your right glute, slowly coming back up. Try to keep that 90 degree bend in your right knee, in your left knee. Reach. Tap the floor. Find it to come back up. I know you don't want to go slow, but slower builds your stamina. Slower helps you find the little pieces that are not coming together. And you hold tight. Last one. Core tight. Round your lower back. Press through your foot. And bring your hands to the floor. Back knee drops. Toes point towards your face. And fold forward. Rock it forward. Legs straighten out to walk your hands towards the center and fold down. Turn your toes to turn out. Right toes turn right, left toes turn left. Drop your booty towards the floor. You're in Malasana. It's a really deep squat. Bring your elbows into your knees and rock yourself side to side. Fold over. Straighten your legs out, toes pointing towards 12 o'clock. And maybe rock side to side. Bend your knees, turn the toes out, drop your booty, and rock side to side. One more time, fold forward, toes point to 12 o'clock, and rock side to side. Bending one knee at a time, going to the right and the left. Now can you come down one more time? Get more narrow within those knees and those hips. Now take your left knee, drop to the floor. That rotation. Come back up. Right knee down. Come back up. Left knee. Come back up. Right. Back up. One more each side. Down. Right. Fold forward. And slowly bring your hands to your hips. Roll one vertebrae at a time. Back up. Your head is the last thing to get up. All right. So if you grab a sip of water, grab a sip of water. But in the meantime, just watch how I start to explain this. You're chilling right now. You're just hanging out. Now your toes are pointing out. Your knees are in the same line as your toes. And you're getting into this really deep sumo squat. We've worked on these before when we're doing the bow and arrow. So the left arm goes over to the right side of the room as your left elbow pulls back. You're pulling to let go of this arrow. As you bring the arms back to center, you are rotating the wrist to push out like you're pushing water. So bow and arrow to push. Bow and arrow to push. That's what's happening with the upper body. Now the lower body, you're trying to twist your left hip down towards the floor, and what's connected to your hip? Your knee and your ankle and your toe. So wherever the toe and the knee and the hip point, they all have to come together. So let's rotate everything down to look at the floor. Hip, knee, and toe in the same direction, then point them all out to the opposite side. Put everything together. Round your lower back, shoulder blades squeezing, reaching out, ready. Pull the elbow, rotate the leg. Bend the knees, come out. Bend the knees to push the water out. Twist to push. You're almost like using your toe as a swivel as you go in and out. Yeah? So let's do this together. Arms are out wide. Round your lower back. Suck in the belly. Chest nice and proud. Head high. And we go for 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. Push the water. 5. Good. Use that arm strength. 4. 3. Use the swivel in the toe. 2. You're gonna hold 1, hold low. Slowly, slowly, slowly come up. Exhale, come down. Now take your right leg to your left leg, squeeze. Good. Everything together. Your heels are together, your toes are apart. Inhale, drop. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, drop. You're squeezing your glutes, you're squeezing your thighs, and your chest is nice and proud. Round your lower back. Good. You have 3. Keep the core tight, nice and long. 2. 1 more. Hold it up high. Bend the left knee. Press so hard into your left heel. Tuck the pelvis forward. Lift your right leg. Push. Thighs squeeze. Round your lower back, core tight. Squeeze your left glute so much. Press through your left heel. You have 4. Hard stomp. You're popping a balloon. 2. 1. Take the leg back out into your sumo squat. Suck it back in. You have 5. 4. Everything in. Everything is intentional. You're on your last one. Get low. Squeeze, hold it. Can you lift the left leg up? The right leg up? Round your lower back. Lift to the side. Toes are still pointing out in opposite directions. 4, 3, Squeeze your left glute. 2, 1. Drop. And fold forward.
Rock side to side. Oh, yo. That's a good one. Okay, let's move it on over to the other side. Bring your hands to your hips. Roll one vertebrae at a time up. Your last thing to come up is your head.
All right, now we move over to the other side. Knees are nice and wide, toes are out, round your lower back. Nice and proud chest. Now you pull your left elbow back for bow and arrow. Twist your right leg to swivel. Drop the knee. Come out, push the water. Turn and swivel. Round the back. Press the hip forward. Swivel, push out. Yeah, let's go in 3, 2, 1. Twist, pull the elbow, push the water. You have 6, 5, 4, 3. Push the water, be intentional, it's heavy water. Last one, hold. Slowly, slowly, slowly up. Slowly, slowly, slowly down. Slowly, slowly, slowly up. Last one, hold it down. The left leg goes to the right and squeeze. Slowly back down. Everything comes in together, heels together, toes apart. Squeeze your glutes. You have 4. You hold it up at 1, 3. Get low, step in, squeeze 2. Last one, hold it. Micro bend in your right knee, press through your right heel, squeeze your right glute. Lift your left leg. Push. Yes, and push. Everything goes into each other. 4, 3 at 1, sumo. 2, 1, sumo. Squeeze. 5, 4, 3, core tight. 2, 1, get low. Hold. 3, 2, 1, fold forward.
Rock side to side. Oh my goodness, okay. Walk on over, square out your left foot, drop your back knee. Hold on to your knee, so both hands on top of the knee, press your hips forward. Hold. Round your lower back. For 3, 2, 1, rock it back, take the weight off the knee. Pick up your back toes, rotate over to the other side. Drop the back knee. Hands on top of the knee, press your hips forward, hold. Round the back. Feel the stretch in your left hip. For 3, 2, 1, rock it back, hands to the floor. Knees match, toes out, knees out. Widest child's pose you've done. And lower it down. Inhale through your nose. Exhale out of your mouth. Inhale through your nose. Exhale out of your mouth. Now walk your hands back towards you. Slowly get those knees a little closer together. Crisscross your ankles. Knees come up. And now feet forward. Flex the toes towards your face. 1 vertebrae at a time. Come on down. Knees come out. Feet, soles of the feet together. Start to inch your back and forth, up and down, until you feel a comfortable spot. Hands go right on top of the thighs to add more weight to the knees. Inhale through your nose. Exhale out of your mouth. Inhale through your nose. Exhaling out of your mouth. Now start to calm your breath down and just let it go through your nose. In through your nose, out of your nose. And let's go back to this word of honesty, and if the definition that we have of honesty, if that is how we treat ourselves,
Are we honest with ourselves? It's almost like you have an ingredient list. And say you're making some cookies and it's like, okay, I have my eggs, I have my milk, I have my butter, I have sugar. Oh wait, is that salt or sugar? Nah, I don't know. And you just pour it into the recipe. And then you go on in life and then you keep making cookies this way. And finally you have a taste of your own cookie. And you're like, wow, this cookie is really salty. Like, it doesn't even taste like a good cookie, it's just salty. And you realize that you've been using salt instead of sugar because you didn't check what you were putting into your recipe. You thought it was sugar, but it was really salt. And that's kind of how we allow emotions and traits about us kind of build up with time, that we don't realize how we are a little bit more of a reaction or an identity of fear, anger, anxiety, shame, doubt. These things are not of God. How we carry them with us and they become the ingredients to our cookie, to ourselves. And then we get to a point where we don't even recognize ourselves anymore. And what you don't recognize is that you don't recognize God within you, because God is not those things. So that's why you feel so separated from who you want to be, the healed version of you, and the version that you are of you now, because you're not being honest with the things that you need to remove from your life, from yourself, to get to what God has for you, which is only love. Like, if it's not love within you for yourself, then it's not of God. And that's why you feel like a foreigner in your own body. So being brutally honest with what it is that you might be sweeping under the rug, that you're like, oh, I'll get to that. Oh, I'll get to that. Oh, is it salt? I don't know. Maybe it's sugar, hopefully. And being very not hyper aware, but very aware of yourself, aware of your body and what your body is trying to tell you. Your hips are such a reflection of that very idea of how honest are you with yourself, because if you're not honest with yourself, you're going to hold these things within you, and then the hips just tighten up and try to protect you. But maybe your body doesn't trust you because you're not being honest with yourself. So asking yourself, are you the definition of honesty to yourself, to God? Inhale through your nose. Exhale out of your mouth. Inhale through your nose. Exhale out of your mouth. And slowly, let's start to bring those knees back in towards each other. Day 10. Done. Nice and slow. Get those journals. What are you leaving on the mat today? What are you leaving here that no longer you're walking with? The way that I heal is by teaching as I heal. I am right there with you. I'm not honest with myself. I haven't looked at the mirrors around me. These are all things that I need to tell myself. So thank you for showing up on the mat today, because I need this just as much. I'm learning how to be transparent and aware of myself so I can be honest, so I can move closer to God and remove the things that are not of Him. Because if it's not of Him, I don't want it. I don't want it if it's not from God. So, yeah. What are you taking away with you? What did you feel when you moved through today's session? Thank you for coming. I was not feeling it today. I was like, I don't want to do anything. My hips were tight. And you're going to have those days where it's up and it's down, but always coming back to being honest with you. And what is it that you're missing from yourself that you need to give yourself? Yeah? All right. I'll see you tomorrow. Day 11. Mwah.